So am I the only one who's actually drinking tonight?
No, I'm drinking.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So what are you drinking, Jerry?
I'm drinking apple pie. I've got my rattlesnake rosies, and I'm partaking in the rattlesnake rosies apple pie.
Oh,
Although
classic.
you might see it as Ipl el pa.
No, I see it correctly, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
see it backwards.
because we're not using Discord, so everything shows up correctly. The camera is working, and I can see and read things that are being shown to me. So,
That's good.
As
Good
if
for
to
you.
imply Discord doesn't.
oh, I'm sorry. Was I implying? I wasn't trying to imply. I was just saying Discord sucks.
Yeah, we know you hate Discord.
In my defense, Discord started it. Okay, I was perfectly happy with
You're
Discord.
gonna be like that,
Yes, Discord. No,
Mommy. Discord started it.
it did. It did. I'm sorry. I'm I'm taking my Skype and going home. This is some bullshit. Okay, so speaking of I said when I actually no, that's a terrible segue. Okay, I don't have a good segue for this, but I'm gonna start with a legal segment to the show.
Wait, so
So
you're not gonna tell us what you're drinking and fuck Kevin?
I asked Kevin. He said he didn't respond. Kevin, are you drinking?
I have coffee.
Okay, was that worth it, Jerry? Are you happy now?
Sorry.
Okay, all right. I am back to drinking my
Cheap wine.
$3 bottle of Aldi wine because you know
$3
what?
Chuck.
Yeah, thanks Biden. I can barely afford cheap wine. And by the way, I didn't think they could make $3 wine cheaper. They found a way because this thing at least used to have a fake cork in it, but now look at this. It's a twist
Oh,
off.
fancy twist off. Makes life
Yeah.
so much easier.
I
I think
know.
they're all doing that these days.
Well, no, not all. There's some. We all know which ones. It's not the quality ones, but whatever. It's fine. I don't care. The wine tastes just as horrible as it did when they still had the fake cork in it. So it's not like I'm missing any kind of like, it's not like there's a flavor missing from it as I, whiff it.
Well, the good thing is each glass it tastes that much better.
It is true. Yes. Yes. Halfway through the bottle, I usually don't remember what I'm drinking anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, I was gonna do a quick like legal segment here. So this is really weird, and maybe you guys have come across something like this or dealt with it, or maybe our listener can go, oh hey, I know exactly what to do in this situation, and offer me unsolicited legal advice. So no, not to you. So was I guess last year? Yeah, I guess it would have been last year. Last year, I received 2 citations in the mail claiming that I ran a turnpike, what do you call them, toll, without
Toll.
paying for it. Right. And they obviously, send you a thing saying, here's a photograph of your car. You owe us money for the toll. One of them came from Pennsylvania. One of them came from Maryland, claiming that it was me. Upon closer examination, I noticed that neither the car nor the license plate have anything to do with me. I don't know why they sent it to me. I don't know why they associated this information with me, but both Pennsylvania Department of Transportation and Maryland Department of Transportation seem to be on the same page as far as that's concerned. Furthermore, they sent the citations to my folks' house in Pennsylvania, not here in North Carolina.
Were they both for the same car?
Yes, same car, same
Okay.
license plate, neither of which belong to me or have ever belonged to me. So I called Pennsylvania first. Took 30 seconds. They're like, yep, sorry, no problem. It's not your car. Don't worry about it. Here's a confirmation number. You don't have to send us any money. We'll straighten it out. That was easy. Called Maryland. Was on the phone with them for a fucking hour. They couldn't figure anything out. They kept giving me this weird runaround. Eventually they said, okay, we're going to open up like a case. We're going to do an investigation into this and we'll get back to you. Didn't hear from them for like 2-3 months. After about 2 months, 2-3 months, my parents once again get a letter again from Maryland saying, hey, by the way, you never paid this fee. There's now a late charge on it. So hurry up and pay it. Called them again, was on the phone again for about an hour with them, was assured that this was taken care of. They don't know why, this was happening, but they said, don't worry about it. It's taken care of.
Did you get like the name and
No,
name,
no.
rank, and serial? Oh,
I got the name, but they don't
Yeah.
carry. Yeah, whatever.
well, at least you could say at this date on this time I spoke to.
Yes, I have been logging all the calls and all the people I talked to. They refuse to give me any sort of confirmation number. They just say, "Don't worry about it, it's taken care of." Now, if you couldn't guess from me saying I've logged all the calls and all the names, I was trying to subtly say that I had to do this more than once. So I did this 7 times.
Jesus.
7 times they sent me this fucking citation, and each time adding more late fees. And the last one said, if you don't pay it, we are going to put out something like, not like an arresting, but like if you drive through Maryland, you could be arrested, and we're going to try to get your license taken away. You have 30 days to pay this, or blah, blah, blah. And of course it says if you pay it, it's an admission of guilt, obviously, as with most things are. I called them up again, got into a huge thing with them, just borderline screaming at these people saying, you need to fucking fix this. This is goddamn bullshit. You're literally threatening to take my driver's license away, and you're now like, there's all these other fees. This was like a $5 fine that's now like hundreds of dollars.
Right.
Like, this is insane. This is not me, and I've explained it to you. They talked to 2 or 3 people, finally got to this seemingly maybe like one smart person that works there. She told me it's over. It deleted. We're very sorry. Yes, it's fine. I promise you it's taken care of. We don't have a confirmation number for you again, but if you ever get another letter from us, just ignore it. You don't have to send any money. We're very sorry this happened. A few months go by. I don't hear from them. I'm like, great.
I know.
Hold on. Yes, you're getting ahead of me. Everything seems fine. Today, my father sends me a photograph. 2 new citations, different car, same license plate as before, once again claiming that I ran 2 completely different tolls in Maryland. Give us money. Called them again today.
They don't like you in Maryland, dude.
Same exact conversation. Got some guy. He's like, I'm very sorry. I don't know what keeps happening. Put me on hold. It took like an hour. Comes back. Sir, we're very sorry. It's taken care of. You don't have to send us any money. No confirmation number, but blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, well, can you like remove my association with this license, with this license plate? It's not my car. It's not my license plate. I've never owned them. What, can you guys fix this so I don't keep getting tickets? It's clear that this guy, I don't know if this is some form of identity theft or something, but it's clear this guy is going to keep running, or woman, I'm sorry, guy or woman, is going to keep running cameras because he knows he's not going to get charged. Can you, I don't know, call the cops or something like that? Can you take care of this? And he's like, yeah, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
okay, have a nice day. Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I really don't know what the fuck. I'm going to keep getting these forever.
Most of the time that I've ever heard of these things, they're a third-party commercial company that doesn't have any jurisdiction to do shit. So that's like
what I'm right.
All that would happen is the state is contracting them, right? So like, if they forward whoever, blah, 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 there's a legitimate, fee or whatever on the state record because they're like linked. But I don't know how what justification they have to removing a license. The problem that you are facing is like they could push it through, and then all of a sudden you're fighting it again, and it's like, this is fucking harassment, and now you want to like sue the company.
Right.
Yeah, I'm borderline, like, I don't know, I don't think you can do it, but my next step was, and the last thing I told the guy was like, I was like, look, I'm doing this as a courtesy to you guys. You don't have the right license plate, the right vehicle, or even my right address. So I'm guessing I probably don't have to do any of this.
No.
And I told him, I'm like, all you're doing is harassing 2 elderly people who don't know what the hell is going on. They just keep getting these letters in the mail saying that, we owe you money. I'm pretty sure, Kevin, what you just said is probably true. Like, I can probably just ignore this and nothing will ever not of it.
Right. Not only that, but I mean,
and they don't have reciprocity with North Carolina anyway. So even if it did have legal repercussions, they can't really, like, they can't contact North Carolina and say, pull this guy's license. They can't. They don't have that ability.
Yeah, but the problem that you could face is some red tape bullshit that's happening in the state. Like, so if you do drive past, there could actually be a warrant for you, and it's like, if you happen to go past a cop, they might like where they happen to run a plate, then it's like, sorry sir, blah blah blah, and then you're inconvenienced. Even if you would fight it in court and be like, this keeps on happening, you'd have to like the inconvenience of doing any kind of court situation. in another state would be horrible.
Yeah,
right.
But it would never hold up in court because there's no legitimate, anything there.
Right. There's no connection between me and this car or license plate. So, but it's still, I mean, dealing with a courtroom in Maryland is not, I don't feel
what
like
if you
driving.
call Maryland DMV and say, hey, for some reason there's this. See, I don't know if it's let's say fraudulent in Pennsylvania or fraudulent in Maryland. You know what I mean? Like, where's the actual plate data coming
right.
from?
That's what caused me concern because I haven't seen anything from Pennsylvania, but for all I know, in a month or two, this asshole could run a camera in Pennsylvania and I get the same thing again. And I'm either that or maybe Pennsylvania fixed it for good. They might have said, no, this is not this guy's license plate and completely disconnected me from that. I honestly, I have no fucking idea. And it's just, I mean, I never really go to Maryland because why the fuck would anyone ever go to Maryland? And I mean, I just sort of drive through it sometimes. Granted, I do it as quickly as possible because it's Maryland and I don't want to be there. So hopefully I won't get pulled over. And the thing is, at some point they did ask, they're like, well, why don't you give us your correct information? And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Just no.
Right. Yeah. So you could send it to my house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm like, right now, that's the only thing that's keeping me safe in this situation. So yeah, I'm not giving you. And they're like, well, if we have your right information, we can fix this. And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's your mistake. I'm not going to be giving you my personal information because of your mistake. So you figure it out.
Right. You'd be fraudulently, processing the removal or the status against my license in that state, and you'd be harassing me. So you'd be liable.
Right. So anyway, that's what I'm dealing with. So if anybody knows, I guess nobody knows how to deal with this, but if anybody has an idea.
No, sorry.
There's no actual situation. It's just it's like, a fake. I mean, it's not fake, but it's that third party company contracting with the state, and they always there's stories of this bullshit everywhere.
Right. Yeah, you do hear weird stories about the wrong people basically getting arrested or getting pulled over or whatever because these little because these contracted companies can't get any of this shit right. I mean, it's the lowest bidder, so yeah, of course. And the people that work there don't give a fuck, nor are they properly trained, so they're doing the bare minimum. They're not actually trying to help you. They're just basically trying to pass you off to the next, to the next person anyway.
It would be interesting to go do a credit check or the ID checks on yourself to see if there's the address alias. Actually, of course, the address would be an alias, like your parents' place, but.
Oh, I have a couple. But I live because I lived all over Pennsylvania. If you look me up, you're gonna find a ton of different addresses on me. So yeah, that's my little rant about about Maryland. As if we needed any further proof that Maryland sucks, they also have a shitty DMV. They can't keep their record straight.
Well, sorry to hear. Hold on one second. I just got to do something real quick. With the Maryland DMV database. I'll be right back with you.
Sorry, what are you drinking again tonight? I just want to make sure. let me just fix your address to say North Carolina.
Yeah.
Just look for the man in North Carolina with the weird thing on his eye. That's your man. It's getting better, by the way. Look, my eye's a lot better from last week.
That's good.
It's still working its way out of me, or into me. I forget, but either way, it's better. I can see now. And I don't know if you remember last week I mentioned that maybe the virus is affecting my brain. I have been making better decisions. For example, I'm not playing League of Legends anymore. I've given up on that whole thing. Yeah, I mean, partially because I couldn't. Nobody wants to play with me, but
couldn't see with only the one eye, squinty, oh geez.
No, I couldn't. I don't have anyone to play with. I said last week, if I can't find people to play with, I'm not playing with randos, then I got no one to play with. The people at work that said they play, I haven't heard from them. So.
Well, Are you sure? Because whenever I ask if you want to do something, you say, "Not now. I'm playing with myself."
I can't.
No, don't. Just let it be silent.
Yeah, but then when I'm editing this, I'm like, why is there one really long straight line when no sound is being made? And
That's
I'm
your
like,
cue.
Jerry made a joke.
Just cut it.
Just put crickets in there.
Go back a few seconds and cut it.
Delete the previous 20 seconds before the straight line. It's probably Jerry made a joke. So yeah, I didn't play. I'm done with League of Legends. But the good news is that I do have only 80,000 other games that I'm currently playing, and I have not touched any of them because stupid Steam had their stupid Next Fest, and me with my game ADD had to try every fucking demo I could get my little grubby hands on.
Yeah, we're aware.
Did you get a good look at any of them? Like you sent over a bunch, and I just haven't had a chance to like really sit down and dig into them.
Yeah, there was a lot of really not good ones. I was gonna go down the list of like everyone I played and be like, I like this because this reason, or I didn't like this because of that reason. Then I realized I'm gonna be here all night. So honestly, there's only a couple that really stood out to me, and nothing really that I wasn't previously already aware of. Nothing really new caught my attention. I remember last year there was a few cool games, and last year was when I was first introduced to Call to the Lamb, which was like ended up being one of my favorite games of the year last year. This year, I could, yeah. I'm trying to even.
It's only 1.5 months.
What's 1.5 months?
This year.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Next Fest is over. I'm saying last year during Next Fest, that's when I discovered Call of the Lamb, and I couldn't wait for it to come out.
I see.
It was really good. This year, honestly, like there's a couple of like decent games. There's nothing even really like that got me excited. There's a couple of games that were pretty good. Like Necro Bouncer was a good one. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up, but that was really good. Well, shit. Okay. There's Darkest Dungeon 2, which I'm already aware of. I got to play the newer version of it. Darkest Dungeon 2 is incredible. That game. Oh man, that game is gonna be so fucking good. It's already really good. You know what? It was good when it first came out in like pre whatever that was, beta or alpha, when it was just on when it's just available on Epic. It was missing like a ton of things that have been added since then, and even now it's not even fully complete yet. But goddamn, that game is awesome.
Wait, the first one?
No, Darkest Dungeon 2. I mean, the first one is awesome as well, but the second one is incredible. It's a very different. They actually did change it dramatically. It is a very different game. Like the combat looks the same and sort of works the same way mostly, but everything else is completely different. Mm-hmm. It's really really good. I would say it's more of a combination of like Slay the Spire and what else am I thinking of? I mean, it's still obviously like a roguelike. And yeah, it's basically more like they took like Darkest Dungeon and made it a little bit more like Slay the Spire, I guess. So kind of like that, but it works really, really, really well. So
nice.
That's that came out from. And then for some reason, because there were still too many games to play, I still haven't finished Elden Ring, which is fucking embarrassing because I have not had time. But I did, however, also start Sekiro. I don't know why. What? Sekiro or Sekiro. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's the other FromSoft game.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar.
They have the Dark Souls games, and they have Elden Ring, and they have Bloodborne, and then they also have Sekiro. Sekiro is the one that takes place in feudal Japan, where you run around as a shinobi with a sword, and that game is a lot of fun. Or at least I think it is. I didn't play for that long and then moved on to something else. And then I've been playing all the little indie games like the Lazarus Project still, Army of Ruin, Duelist. There's just I
have to pick up Lazarus Project again and see how that's changed. Because I played it like when it first, or when we first discovered it. So
yeah, once you unlock, right, once you unlock other worlds and unlock all the cool mechs, it's fun. It's still a little kind of like basic, I would say, but it's definitely like they've done a lot of cool work on it. actually right now, as far as these like Vampire Survivor likes are concerned, I think Army of Ruin is ahead of everything else. That game is really cool. I mean, as far as that genre is concerned.
What makes it better? What makes it
polished?
Oh, yeah.
It's just polished. It looks really great. The visuals are awesome. The sounds are awesome. It just controls great. The upgrades are cool. It's well paced. However, I will say that it does suffer a little bit from the same thing as the Lazarus Project, where it's a little basic. Like the enemies are kind of samey, and they just kind of all come, and then a big one appears, and that's the boss, and you kill it, and you beat the stage. There's nothing really truly shocking or original in it. There's a couple little things. There's an environment. Oh, there's a day and night cycle, which I do like. There's weather, so like it'll rain. So like visually, like as I said, like the polish is there.
Right, but I think like combat mechanic wise, you're only going to get so far in a game like that. You run around and shoot stuff. I think probably the biggest, I mean, you could do maybe some meta stuff or some upgrade stuff like that game that Kevin was playing, where you're like putting all the body parts together or whatnot, and like you can chain some things to make interesting combos. I mean, that seems
that and the way enemies attack. The thing is, Army of Ruin, it's all the enemies are just, it's like in Vampire Survivors, they're all just slowly converging on you. They move slowly,
right,
in like towards you. In games, I mean, even like in something like Soulstone Survivor or some other games that I may not be a fan of, like there's enemies that have ranged attacks. There's enemies that like swoop down. There's enemies that like do different things to come after you or to trap you. Whereas Army of Ruin and like the Lazarus Project, every enemy has exactly the same thing. They just have various amounts of health pools, but they're all just walking towards you slowly. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing really different going on there. Like they need to add something. There needs to be something else happening there.
Right.
Yeah. Just yeah. Anyway, so I think honestly that's about as much as I can go into the whole gaming thing on my end, just because, yeah, like I said, Game Fest was ultimately a little disappointing. I mean, there's I didn't get to try. There's a game called Ravenbound that I wanted to try that I didn't get to. It's sort of like a little bit like Elden Ring, but I guess it's from an indie developer, so it has its own. It's a little different. I didn't really play it, so it's hard for me to say. But it's like an open world game where you you have a character and you level them up and you explore the world, and apparently you can turn into like a raven and fly around. And I think the difference is, though, unlike in Elden Ring where you die, you like respawn at the last place and keep going. I think here when you die, it's a roguelite, so you basically kind of start from scratch again a little bit to a degree. Like you have a different character.
What's this one called?
Ravenbound.
Interesting.
When you say it's a little bit like Elden Ring, do you mean that there's only 3 years worth of content?
I need to finish that game. It's so fucking. You know what the problem with games like Elden Ring? It's the same thing I have as with Darkest Dungeon. Like I've had Darkest Dungeon for years. I fucking love that game. I haven't beaten it once. I've come close, but then I just sort of put it aside, don't play it for a while, and then start from scratch.
Yeah.
Elden Ring is the same way.
I do that all the time.
Like I don't want to finish it. I just want to play this game forever, and I'm afraid if I get far enough in it, I'll find things that I don't like, or I might get bored, or I might get to the end of it, and then I won't be able to play it anymore. So my mind works in the weirdest ways as far as that's concerned. I just stop playing and say, well, I don't want to stop playing it, so I'm going to stop playing it.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I'm like that with like stuff like.
Stop telling me it's normal. Tell
Stellaris and like Factorio. They're very different games, but like I'll be like, oh, yeah, my problem is like a new mod comes out or a new patch. Excuse me, and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. So I restart one of these games again. But these are games that like you put hours and hours and hours into. Right. So it's like, okay, sure, I have like 150 hours on this playthrough, but this looks cool because it changes this to a different color, so I'm gonna start it all over again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's also, I think, one of the reasons I haven't picked up after praising it nonstop. For a while I haven't touched Path of Exile either.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's fun too.
It is. Yeah, I want to play. I've really enjoyed my time with it. So, yeah, maybe now that next fest is over, maybe I can. Maybe I don't know. But now these other games that I want to try. God damn it! Fucking Steam is really like one of the worst things in the world. There's just too much good stuff on it. Well, you know what? It's not even that there's too much good stuff on it. There's too much stuff that's very fairly priced on there. Let's put it that way. You get good value for everything, for most things you buy on Steam.
Oh no, that's such a problem.
I know, right? Assholes.
I think the problem is a shit ton of people during COVID just said, "Let me make a game," and then I don't. Yeah, I mean, is it just lizards. Me, or is there a shit ton of indie games all over the place?
There are. Well, I said like indie games are definitely having their moment, and actually, yes, partially it was COVID, and partially it was the fact that people put out games like Among Us or Vampire Survivors, and people went, "Wait, I can do that. Fucking anybody can do this shit." And they all started building games.
Yeah, the Me Too's come out.
Yeah, which I feel bad because there's legitimately really good indie developers who have been working on things for like years, and they're completely being overshadowed by all these like clones and Me Too games. So, I mean copies, not the feminist movement. Sorry, I should have clarified that.
There was one game that you showed me that looked like Rogue Tower, but it looked like it had a couple of the other, game elements that looked legitimately cool. And I was like, oh, I have to try this, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
Yeah, don't.
Why?
Just don't. Because at some point you have to say enough is enough. We have enough to play that we don't get to. We need to stop. I need to stop. My wish list is growing. It's not shrinking. That's a bad sign. It's rapidly expanding. Plus, like now, I have all these. I used to like not have any apps from Steam on my phone. Now I have like 3 different Steam apps on there for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, that's strange.
Well, yeah. What do you mean by 3 different Steam? Like,
I have like Steam Link, and then I have the actual Steam app, and I have something else from them. I forget. It might be. I might have just accidentally grabbed. It might be their chat one or something like that. But anyway, why? Why do I need Steam apps on my phone? Why? That's in addition to. That's the thing. I don't have games on my phone. I have.
You don't have friends on Steam.
That's. I don't have friends in general. But I also like. I don't have a. Yeah. Like I don't have games on my phone. I have game clients. Like I have Steam Link. I have Xbox Cloud. I have Stadia for reasons I don't know. I need to really delete that app. I have that NVIDIA GeForce thing. It's nuts. It's really nuts. I need to stop. I think I have the Epic Store on there too for some fucking reason.
Because it's Epic.
No, it's because they have free games.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
Luna has free games. I should probably install Luna on my phone. God damn it. No self-control. Just no fucking self-control at all. I just see something shiny that looks like a roguelike, and I'm like, okay, give me. I need it. Yeah. I haven't played this one yet.
Yeah. You got me slightly hooked on Soulstone Survivors just because you hated it.
I
he
love
plays it out of spite.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, he comes home. He's like, oh, I could spend time with the wife or the kid. No, fuck. No, I really hate Skippy today. No, fuck that guy. I'm gonna play Soulstone for 7 hours, and I'm gonna stream it on Discord so he can watch.
Hey Skippy, check out my time logged in Soulstone Survivors on Steam.
It has a good Kevin score at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, I can only
imagine. How much did it cost?
should have been like I think $7. No, should have been. Well, no, you bought it earlier because of course you did. I think you bought it when it was like $17.
Wow.
It's like $8 now.
It's like fucking $10.
It is. That's not how much you paid for it though. You bought it early because you buy everything early.
Oh, now I have to fucking look it up because you just say shit out the side of your ass sometimes.
How do you say shit out of the side? Why would I say shit out of the side? Like what? That doesn't make any sense.
But you ever have such a forceful shit that it?
No,
like,
I'm very
goes
curious
all over
now
the
how
place
much I
and hits
actually
the
spent on it.
Yeah, but as far as insults, I don't think that insult is any more effective than saying you have shit coming out of your ass. Why do you have coming out of the side of your ass?
You're saying shit
Yeah.
out of the side of your ass. I just put two things together. That's all.
Yeah, but you didn't clarify any of that right now. You just said the same thing again.
I paid $8.75.
I don't believe you.
So I bought it on sale.
Oh, okay. I believe you.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't, Kevin.
I don't. I know he
because he's a dick.
I know he pre-ordered this special edition that let him play it 30 seconds earlier than everybody else.
No, I actually bought it during like holiday season, along with like a whole bunch of other on Christmas. I bought it.
Oh my god!
Merry Christmas to me.
That's what I mean. Like that's how much he hates me. He's like, I could be enjoying Christmas with my family, but I'll be fucked if I let that side ass shitting motherfucker have his goddamn holiday.
I'm not gonna show the rest of it, but I'll have to like screenshot it.
Dude, we can see your Steam library. It takes me hours to scroll through it.
Yeah. No, I mean the receipt page of all the crap I bought that day.
Are you still using your Steam Deck, by the way?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Still using what?
Occasionally. I charge it every week.
Good thing you bought the dock for it. That makes it easier to charge.
Put it on the big screen TV.
How many times have you done that? Honestly, how many times have you played your Steam Deck on your big screen TV?
When I get the dock unboxed, then I'll put it on the TV.
Oh my god! I knew it. I fucking knew.
He's been waiting for the perfect time to stream an unboxing video.
Oh my god. Okay, Kevin, you know what I would really hate? I would hate it if the first game you played on your big screen TV with your Steam Deck and your Steam Deck dock would be Soulstone Survivors. There, why? I've given you your motivation.
It's so perfect because it's on the controller and everything.
Exactly. I've now motivated you to go do it tonight when we finish this recording. That's exactly what you're gonna do.
Like in 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking stoned. I should go to bed. No, fuck it. No, fuck Skippy. Nope. I'm playing Soulstone Survivors on my big screen TV. Motherfucker.
Call him up and be like, watch this. Duo call. Fucker.
Make me watch it on Discord. What a jerk.
You know what? Changing the topic a little bit here. I actually started playing Frosthaven this past weekend.
Oh, nice.
Wait. Sorry, I'm getting more confused. Frosthaven.
The board game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
not
board game, Skippy.
Right. Not.
The kind that you say you want to play, but you don't.
No, because you need friends, and I have a wife and child.
I'm your friend. Kevin's your friend.
I mean, yeah, sort of.
You could play with us.
I can't. You're 500 miles away, and I would do the tabletop thing, but I do want to hear more about this Frosthaven. The reason I got confused is because I was thinking of Frostpunk, which is not a board game. It's
sure
an
you
awesome
weren't
game, but
thinking of Gloomhaven?
Oh my god, no, I was not thinking of Gloomhaven. Thank you, Jerry.
Just trying to help.
And yet here we are. Anyway, so you were saying about Frosthaven?
Well, the local group that I play board games with, a couple of us got it started.
How many
played
players?
the first mission. Actually, there's 5 of us, but it's a 4-player game, so I was like managing the monsters and stuff like that. But I have a character, and we'll sort of rotate in and out.
So how are you handling that as far as your character progression and whoever else's character progression?
Just drop in and skip it whenever needed. It's just like having, there's 6 starting characters, so if 5 of us have 5 of the characters, you just drop in whenever you need to.
But are you just saying like, okay, how much experience did other people get? I'll get the same amount, or?
No, we didn't do anything like that. We're sort of planning on not everyone making it every time. So if this is going to be, I mean, if it's once a week, this could take years. So if we have dedicated people, there's going to be days where people miss. So over the long term, we're all just getting together, and 4 out of 5 people will play any particular time.
So you're just hoping that like the law of averages will even out for steady progression for everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad.
As a uninformed noob to this whole thing, I have 2 questions. My first question is it the same mechanics as Gloomhaven?
Essentially, the basic mechanics are the same, yeah.
And then my second question is, does everybody from that group need to be present every time you guys play, or can you play without everybody there?
Well,
or do you need a certain amount of people?
There's only 2 of us that are veteran Gloomhaven players. The biggest thing that's likely to happen is running out of missions for that amount of players. Like sometimes even just with, like I played Gloomhaven with 3 people, including myself. So there's only 3 players at any time. And we actually went through most of the character boxes and sort of started running out of missions. Like we couldn't, because it's like essentially choose your own adventure type campaign setup. You can like choose one mission and it closes off the other option. So
aren't there like random missions?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know how the like playtime arc to player progression ratio is going to be in Frosthaven, but we're just a group of people who want to get into the game and see it played. So the one guy that got it, the other guy, because I got it too, but we're using his. He's dying to play. He'll probably play every time because he'll just host it and leave it in his game table. But like the other 4 of us will essentially rotate. I already know one guy won't probably be there every week, maybe every other week. And then I don't expect to be able to go every week either. So I think it'll be fine. And I'll get to have like scratch a little Frosthaven itch over the next bunch of months.
So is this just essentially an expansion on Gloomhaven, or is this a completely standalone thing?
No, standalone, totally. I mean, it's in the same world, but...
And it has different mechanics. It has like a base building mechanic where in this one you get...
Base building?
Like cool. In the original one, I think when you... Basically, there were some treasure items that you could get, and otherwise you'd get gold. And you would go back to town and spend that on stuff. In this one, you get various materials, and you use those materials to you're building up Frosthaven. Gloomhaven was an established city. Frosthaven is like an outpost in the Arctic, and you're actively taking part in building this. So the materials that you get from the adventures that you go on, you take back to Frosthaven, and you build new buildings and you level up, and that gives you access to other functionality, other stuff in the game.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Huh.
A little bit more of a crafting and RNG type of looting situation.
How do you keep track of it all? If you are doing base building and you're doing that, like, how do you keep track of all the progress?
pen and paper and stickers.
There'll be a map. There'll be like a big world map, and you'll put stickers directly onto it. It's essentially a legacy game.
Well, yeah, I thought that's what why do you say essentially? I thought it was a legacy game.
It is.
Okay. All right.
Just added an
adjective. Yeah, it doesn't have it in the name. Like
yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because
a lot of games
similar to Gloomhaven.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games are game and then legacy version. This is only legacy.
Right. Okay.
In the genre of so.
Yeah.
Yes, but pen and paper and then the sticker situation.
Okay. I want to play Root again. Sorry, I know that's a completely separate thing, but God, I want to play Root again.
Root is a lot of fun. That one kicks ass.
I need to play Root.
Well, we'll have to schedule like probably 4 hours the way we bullshit. And then lock it in and go on tabletop.
That'd be awesome. You know what? I played the I'm pretty sure Kevin's played it, but I played the expansion, the latest expansion to Dune. That was really good too.
Yeah, it is. Oh,
I would love to try that. When we played it, did you have? That was just the core game. That didn't have any expansions, right?
No, that was the core game and one expansion.
An X, Legend of X or whatever.
That was the technology. This one has something else. It basically it's got like another tree on the bottom. And it's cool because at each node it has an extra branching path, so you can follow different paths and get different rewards as you go through. And there's also a mechanic where it's the theme of it is genetic splicing and editing and stuff like that. So
ooh, do I get to create little monkey babies?
Yes, so you basically you take your troops and
monkey babies.
Those become the monkey babies or the goopy goops or whatever.
I can have an army. I can have an army of monkey babies.
Well, yes, because you can actually trade those in for units.
Why would I ever trade monkey baby? Wait, what do you mean?
They're monkey babies that then fight for you.
Oh, I can be like the witch in Wizard of Oz. I can have an entire army of flying monkey babies. I need to play this game right now.
Yes.
Okay. What was that Super Bowl commercial? It was that stupid little? Oh my God! Something monkey baby.
Oh, that was old. That was a while ago.
It's an old one. It's like Puppy Monkey Baby.
It was like a Mountain Dew commercial or something.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Yeah, look up.
I will not.
Baby. Yeah,
I will not.
You have to be like seriously stoned, or else it's like you're like, what the fuck? But yeah.
Yeah, Puppy Monkey Baby. That's exactly what it was.
Puppy Monkey Baby. Oh my God.
Wait, did they have a new one in this Super Bowl?
No, I don't think so.
Oh no, it was looking back. Okay.
Oh my God. All right. You know what? Since you already brought it up, did anybody actually watch the Super Bowl? Did anybody give a shit about the Super Bowl?
I watched I was in the room when the Puppy Bowl was on, and then I fast forwarded through the game and watched the commercials.
Did you hear about the commercial that got a bunch of this is actually brilliant. I got to give. Do you know the streaming service Tubi?
Yes.
Okay, so you know what, their ad was awesome. You know, like everyone has like a smart TV at this point, right? And the UIs in them look very similar, right? They have that grid. So even though they have somewhat recognizable differences, for the most part, if you just glance at it, some of them do look pretty much the same. So.
Oh yeah, that tripped me up at first. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
So yeah. Kevin, I don't know if you saw it. So basically the 2B ad was they're showing you the game, or they're showing you the commentators talking about the game, and all of a sudden it exits out of the Super Bowl and starts scrolling through like the menu to, whatever, and scrolls over to 2B and like opens up that app. And apparently like a ton of people who are watching the game thought they like sat on their remote, or somebody stole, or like their kid stole the remote.
And
they're
hilarious.
like, they're like, oh my God, go back to the game. No, what are you doing?
That's
dumbass.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's a dick move, but it's brilliant.
I know,
that's really marketing standpoint.
That's funny.
Really, yeah,
because that commercial was totally lost on me, because I was skipping the game, and I just, I was like, oh, okay, now is when the commercial starts. And at first I was like, what's going on?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was really, really good. That's probably the best commercial of the whole thing. I saw some others. I didn't really see anything that interesting. And then the Super Bowl, I don't give a shit. I'm just happy the Eagles lost.
They had another commercial, Tubi did, I think, where I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, these weird furry rabbits were like kidnapping people. And it was creepy. Yes, it was fucking creepy as hell. It was like some weird furry extravaganza or whatnot.
I think you might have been.
What the fuck's? No.
You sure you weren't watching your special Pornhub channel again with your little furries?
No. That I have to put in a 1-digit code to access. It's very well secured. But
with a 1-digit code.
this
7. Nice.
It's binary, right?
It's like, and then it starts throwing, these rabbits start throwing people into like holes, and then the people are like falling down, and they're like, ooh, ah, and they're looking at like 8,000 screens, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. It's like you're going down a rabbit hole, but like it was creepy at first. It's like, where the fuck is this going? And like, I feel.
Jerry.
What?
Jerry, come here. I need you to come a little closer.
What?
Come here. Come a little closer. Ready?
Never trust it.
There was no such commercial. I don't know what the fuck you drank or ate or whatever, smoked, but that was not a real commercial. I dare you to. No, actually, don't find it. Just don't.
No, I'm searching already.
Oh, there was some cool, interesting movie stuff. I didn't see the new Indiana Jones commercial, but I saw the. Did you guys see the what is it? The Flash movie one?
Oh yeah, that looks.
No, I didn't
good,
see that yet.
Actually, I want to see that.
Okay, don't spoil it for Kevin. Kevin, do you know anything about it?
Someone said something, and I was like, I know that mouth.
Yeah. Again, your Pornhub channel. No, Kevin, do you know anything about the Flash movie?
No, I didn't see.
You might want to. I almost want to say don't watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Honestly,
seriously?
like, it has something.
They're gonna ruin everything.
Yes, the biggest. You'll probably hear about it anyway, but I kind of almost want to see if you can make it to the movie without seeing the big spoiler.
I might have seen it already, unfortunately.
If you don't know what we're talking about, then I mean, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, like my wife has
let's put it. Let me ask you this: do you get spoiled if you see who's in the cast?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm just gonna close.
But I
didn't even exactly watch anything.
You would know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
Here's the thing: they have to promote the stuff, obviously, to sell tickets, but
you know the Flash story.
Much like I don't know who the fuck reads DC. DC is garbage. But what I'm saying is that, like, much like with the Spider, what was that? The stupid Spider-Man movie with like like if they
rumors.
Yeah,
I know. If you didn't know that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in it, can you imagine like watching that movie the first time and going, "Holy shit, that's
awesome"?
Were in
Spider-Man.
Okay. Anyway, we'll run along. Usually this is where the long line of silence would be. The thing is, like, they even though they tried to keep the Andrew Garfield thing a secret for as long as they did, and he lied his ass off the entire time, it's still leaked that he was in it. So same thing like with this. If the less you know about it, the cooler the experience will be when it happens.
When you actually watch the movie. Yeah.
That's why No, go on.
No. I was done. I was just saying that's why I think you should honestly just go into this movie with the freshest set of eyes you possibly can.
Like, I hate the 3.5 minute long trailers because like I watched Fast X and they were like, let's try to get a clip of every.
Careful.
No. Okay, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm talking about the trailer.
Choose your words carefully.
that
yes,
they
it was
try
amazing.
to take. Yes,
the
it
trailer
was.
was incredible. Okay,
But it was too
that's
amazing. Because now I feel like the movie, like I've seen half the movie already. They tried to take all of the amazing action and put like little clips of it in there. And like, if you just like show me two of them, or be like, they should just have Vin Diesel get on and say, "Did you watch the other 9? Then you're gonna watch this one." And I'd be like, "Okay, Vin, whatever you say, Vin."
I was actually just about to say, you say like if you've seen the previous Fast and Furious movies, then you've seen this one. It really isn't going to change that much. It's still family, and all right, one last ride for the 17th time.
No. It's the start of One Last Ride, or isn't it something like that? One Last Ride Begins. It's obviously a two-parter.
Jerry, they did One Last Ride at the end of Fast and Furious 1. That was the last ride.
Oh, did they?
10 movies later, that they're still last riding. That's
the not so inside joke, right? I mean, like, the whole thing is cult following in the first place.
Here's the thing about Fast and Furious movies. It is kind of a joke. It is these over-the-top ridiculous movies. It is not a joke somehow to Vin Diesel. He takes these, to him, each one of these movies is like
a work of art.
It's like Citizen Kane meets Schindler's List. Like he's just like he's upset. He thinks this is a true cinematic epic, telling a story that spans family and years and generations, technology, filmmaking, or tourism, whatever the fuck that word is. It's just he is 100% like sold on his bullshit with his movies. And I love Vin Diesel, but the dude is like gone. He's
he calls it a rap, and he's like, "Yeah, James Cameron, you're a punk bitch."
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't remember, like he said when The Rock first appeared in the Fast and the Furious franchise, he said, like, literally, he's like, fans have been waiting for the two greatest action heroes of our lifetime to collide. Like, he was talking about himself and The Rock, and it's like, oh, okay.
And everyone was like, Jason Statham, and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he made it all about this thing. Like this is literally like the culmination of film. Like that's it. Like this is peak movie making.
Although, you know what, I do enjoy.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Diesel.
I mean, he's not wrong. I'm just saying, like the ego in that man is huge, but he's right.
Last week I did go, and like after we talked, I put on Bloodshot and watched that movie for the 97th time.
Oh yeah, no, he's amazing. You can, I don't hate Vin Diesel. I think that he's got serious fucking issues going on, but God fucking, like, I love that man. Every movie he makes is entertaining as hell. Even when he was that, did you ever see that really it's a terrible movie where he's a fucking I think is he a lawyer or a convict? I forget. I think he's a lawyer. Well, God, I don't remember what movie it was. It's from a while ago. It's like a courtroom dark comedy kind of. He did it. It was actually like a real like drama sort of movie that he did years ago. Like a courtroom drama? No, nobody saw.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly.
I'd have to look.
Sorry,
I'd have to look it up, and I'm definitely not doing that now. But yes, it was actually like he was trying to basically make a movie that would show off his acting prowess, and it's terrible, but at the same time, it's so fucking good.
Just have him do a monologue when he's going up an elevator.
I mean, I would watch that for 2 hours.
What was that? What was the other movie with we were talking about like 1 or 2 episodes ago with
You're talking about the
Jean-Claude Van Damme, yeah.
Oh, that movie's great. You guys, I still say you should see JCVD. That movie's fantastic.
Yeah, one of these years.
Yeah, exactly.
Just watch it. You'll thank me for it.
I found this one YouTube channel. I don't recall the name off the top of my head, but he does like 15-minute synopses of all of Jean-Claude Van Damme's movies. It's kind of like, he's calling out the ridiculousness of it, but he's like, you know, this
Are you talking about
why
pitch meeting?
No.
Oh, okay, I thought those are subtle stab at.
No,
at
it's similar to that, but he's like, you know, and this is when, like, you know, like John JCVD like rewrites the fabric of our universe with this, you know, this jump kick and
Stretch
like,
kick.
yeah, and like it's pretty fucking funny. They're entertaining. I just, you know, if you don't want to watch the movie, yeah.
So he's doing his own MST3K to his own movies.
Sorta. Well, no, it's not Jean-Claude Van Damme. It's someone else. You know, it's another YouTube channel.
Yeah. And when that fails, you have pitch meeting and you have how did this get made?
Yes.
How did this get made covered a few Van Damme movies, and it's incredible.
It's hilarious because he also is like anything done by Steven Seagal is like the biggest piece of shit on the face of the earth.
So that's one of the things. That's one of the ongoing gags in JCVD.
Space Ice.
He was supposed to get like he's screaming at his agent on the phone because he was supposed to get a role for the movie, and he's like, "What do you mean I didn't get it? What? He said he'd cut off his ponytail. Oh, that motherfucker!" Yeah, like shit like that. Like it's really good.
The channel is called Space Ice, and it looks like he does this to movies by Van Damme, Stallone, Nick Cage, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch this. I will point out the fact that you are the one back in the day who introduced me to pitch meeting, so I'm definitely going to watch the shit out of this as well, because pitch meeting is one of my favorite things.
I think it's funny.
Okay. All right. Well, so Kevin, so to backtrack here a little bit. So you don't know what the big twist in the Flash movie is, right? Or you do?
Yeah. All I did was type Flash into Google, but I didn't go to any YouTubes because you started to say don't do it. So right there in the cast was literally every actor, and I went, oh, that's what they're talking about.
So who did you see?
Michael Keaton.
Okay. All right. Just watch the trailer then. Fuck
it. I told you I got it.
All right. Yeah, that's a shame. Like I think that would have been amazing if they didn't mention it. That's the thing. Like
it would have been really good if they kept it. They don't have like someone at the top, you know, iron fisting like keeping it secret.
Like let the internet do their little rumor things. Let them do their own thing, but like don't reveal it. Just don't. Just fucking trust that people will come to see your movie for other things, and then just like can't be like, oh, we've got some cool like this is about like multiverses and time travel, and we're not gonna say anything, but like there's some cool shit here you want to fucking see. But they're just like, here's like the movie, and like if you guys come to see it, that'd be cool.
But anyway, I mean. In the DC universe, the Flash does the whole breaks the multiverse shit. So like that was sort of like predictable.
Yeah, but it's not. But in this case, because this is the cinematic version, the cool thing isn't just that there's like a bunch of Batmans. It's the fact that like they're bringing back the OG. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I mean, granted, if he was still alive, I'm sure they would have tried to like bring in Adam West for this shit.
No, but however, they could have done well by bringing in Glitter Boy.
So there's not going to be Glitter Boy, but there is an internet theory. If you watch the trailer carefully, there's a weird little shot of something that people think that even though they swear he's not in it and he's not associated with the project, there's a chance that Christian Bale will be in it as well.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So they show Affleck. So it's basically going to be the same thing as with Spider-Man. Like they showed you the main Spider-Man, and they showed you Tobey, and you knew that Tobey Maguire is going to be in it, but they didn't mention Andrew Garfield. So it's going to be the same thing where they mention Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck is in the trailer, but you're going to go and then you'll see Christian Bale in it as well,
and he'd be the big name,
right? Exactly,
special draw.
Well, and it's not even be in it too.
It'd be great if Christian Bale shows up as the character from like Equilibrium or like The Machinist or something like that.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's not an actual,
Oh, dude, walk in as one of the newsies.
It's just like, I've been fighting crime in a rubber suit all day. Really seals in the juices.
Oh, wait. You mean if they brought in? Oh, wait, hold on. I totally misheard. Wait. Oh, if they brought in Batman.
From College
I'm sorry.
Humor.
I totally misunderstood what you're trying to say. I thought you were being sarcastic and said it'd be cool if Batman was in it. Like, never mind, forget it.
Oh, no.
Yes, that would
be College Humor.
If they brought in Pete Holmes as Batman. Oh my, oh God, oh, I need to, dude, you need to send the suggestions to WB immediately. That would literally break the fucking internet. That would be incredible if they had Batman in it. That would be so fucking epic. I mean, that's movie of the year right there. Even with that weird what the fuck, that weird, what's Ezra Miller now? What is he, like a groomer, a kidnapper, and an assailant, and all that shit?
Oh, I don't know. He's got like a warrant out for his arrest or something like that.
For like everything. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, by the way, I'd like to issue a little correction. On the last episode, I said that Jason Momoa is no longer going to be playing Aquaman. Apparently, that is not true. He is going to continue as Aquaman. There will be more Aquaman, Jason Momoa in the DC universe after this next movie.
That's cool. Should I put a little reminder on for our next podcast for you to retract that when something else happens and they change their mind or what?
It's okay. James Gunn's in charge. It'll be fine. Speaking of James Gunn, man, I've saw one of the other the commercials that was on Doom Supergirl was yet another depressing trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy. I love the first one. I love the second one. Couldn't wait for the second one after my obsession with the first one. I have absolutely no desire to see the third one anymore.
See, I think it looks good.
So here's the thing. When they had the first trailer, I made the joke about how, it has this weird, like, one last ride, like something out of like Fast and Furious or whatever. And in this trailer, he actually says the line. He actually says, all right, one last ride together. Like, come on, man. This is like painfully corny. I don't want this movie to be depressing.
The good thing is that they didn't show Vin Diesel in the trailer, and he'll just show up, riding his car in space. And
wait, is he going to jump over a pool with a shark in it?
Nice. There we go.
Yes, into space.
Yeah,
that's right. He'll never come back down.
Yeah, exactly.
I also can't believe Michael Keaton is in it as Batman. But like, seriously, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, the first two movies had plenty of heart. They had plenty of emotion in it, but they did it very, like, it was smart. It was well done. It was well balanced. This just looks like it's just going to be a tearjerker from like start to finish, and that's not why I watch fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
I didn't get that impression.
You see Peter Quill possibly dying. You see Rocket basically getting experimented on and losing like his love of his life. You see Mantis crying because someone's dead. You see what's his name?
But come on, you know how they edit this stuff, and half of the time they do it to make you think one thing and something else happens, or they cut it out.
Yeah,
and the other half is like you're waiting for this to happen, and it's all in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
They filmed shit that's not even in the movie.
But I don't want that tone. The trailer for the first two movies showed it as a fun, spacefaring sort of like comedy, almost like superhero comedy. This shows it as a spacefaring, depressing drama.
They had funny scenes in this too.
No, they didn't. They didn't have any funny things.
It's the last one though, right? Guardians are over.
Yeah, I think so.
That's another thing that's making it weird. James Gunn doesn't give a fuck anymore because he's running DC now, so he's probably like, whatever, man, let's just get this out of the way. Plus, half of them are like going to DC with him. This would be a nice way for him to say fuck you to the Marvel universe and go do DC stuff.
You think he's going to be like that? I mean, I know he's got attitude, but I think he would give it his all. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm not as ecstatic about this one as I was. I mean, I'm still gonna watch the shit out of it, obviously. Like, I still love those characters, but if it ends all and that's the thing, they're all done with it. Like, Chris Pratt is done after this. Batista is done. What's her name? I think Zoe Saldana is done.
Batista was like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, which is really weird because he refused to do the second. Was it the second one? No. Wait.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, if they didn't bring James Gunn back. Was it the second one? Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Basically, he was big on like how much he loves James Gunn, and now he did one more movie with him. He's like, okay, I never want to do this again. It's like, okay, all right. What happened to your buddy James Gunn, man?
Well, I thought his complaint was the Drax character was like only one-dimensional, and he was getting all like, I can act better than this, and like shirt off, like whatever.
Who cares?
Maybe. Really?
It's a fun character. It's funny.
Like shut the fuck up and act. And
I watch Drax and I'm like, I love Drax.
Yeah, everybody loves Drax. I don't know. Yeah, Batista is going through some weird thing right now because he actually does have some acting chops. Like, I was surprised. I've seen him in a couple of things right now. I'm sorry. I've seen him in a couple of things at this point, and he's like surprisingly legitimately good actor. So the dude,
he's in that new M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie, isn't he?
Yeah, don't. That's a separate podcast.
Maybe this time it'll be as good as. Oh wait, there was never a good
that one. Guy. I mean, I'm not Shyamalan.
Sorry, I don't feel too well. No. Okay.
No gagging.
Yeah. I'm so glad that movie bombed. Fucking
did it?
They need to. Yeah, they need to stop letting him do movies. They need to stop. This has to end. Like,
he keeps putting his name in big letters. Like, that'll make a difference.
It must be making fucking money, or he's backed by some kind of, I don't know.
His movies, for the most part, make money because we all keep falling for it because his movies are marketed well, and they keep saying like, this is the M. Night Shyamalan you remember. That guy that made one pretty okay movie? Yeah, it's that guy. You want to see this. You're not going to believe this. We're not kidding. There's a twist in the end. There's going to be a twist, guys. There's going to be a twist. This is the M. Night Shyamalan you love and remember. That's right. Yeah.
I think what's weird is somehow he's like the white painting. And this year it's the red painting. You know what I mean? Like, they think there's some kind of art, but it's bullshit.
Yeah, he's like all of these people who think, like all these other directors we sometimes mention, who thinks he's fucking brilliant because he comes up with one idea, he doesn't think it through, he doesn't develop it, and he makes a movie about it. It makes no sense. It's stupid. The twist is dumb, but he's just like, I am a genius.
No, I think it's exactly what Kevin says. He calls his movie The White Painting, and it leads up for like 2.5 hours, and then they're like, we're going to show you the white painting, and they take off the cover, and it's a red painting.
Yeah, that's true.
The big twist.
Like, you're like, oh my god, I thought this whole time it was a white painting, and then it's like red.
Yeah.
Wow. Mind blown.
Yeah, that's. Or sometimes it's really obviously we're just dumb because the kid's like, I see dead people, and in the end they're like, yeah, that guy was dead. That guy that he saw, he was dead. I told you he could see dead people, and he could see that guy. So that guy was dead. And we're like,
remember how in the first minute of the movie he got shot?
Yeah. I showed you people him getting dead, and then the kid's like, I can see you, and I can see dead people, and you idiots still didn't get it. Like, I'm not sure how to make it any more clear. Yeah. But yeah, no, fuck that guy and fuck his shitty movies.
Yep.
That's my thought. Anyway, so trying to think I forget what other trailers were there, but I think The Flash and there was obviously the Fast X trailer, which I don't care. I'm just gonna watch. There's no reason to even discuss it. It's the same Fast and Furious trailer since like that franchise has existed, and I'm still gonna go watch it. And every time like the trailer shows like some try to like shock you, and they're like in the last one, like it was his brother. What is it this time? Like his second wife's cousin or something like that. Like what's going on this time? Like which member of the family they never mentioned before suddenly shows up now?
Well, isn't like the mother in this one? Has she been in other ones? I don't remember seeing her.
Whose mother?
I don't know. There's like an old lady in it, so I assume.
No, that's what's her name's mother. That's Jason Statham's mother. That's what's her name. She was in the previous movies. The British woman.
That was Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. No. Yeah. Yes, Helen. Yes, that's Helen Mirren. She was in the previous one. She's Jason Statham's mom.
No, wait, really? I thought she was at their house.
Dude, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know. This time they go against.
It was in the preview.
Yes, that was her.
Really?
I think so. And then, like, I think they're going up against his aunt's cousin's gardener or something in this one. I don't know.
No, the pool boy.
Oh, the pool boy. There is no pool.
That's not Helen Mirren.
Then I don't know who you're talking about. I know Helen Mirren's in the movie.
Yeah, no.
Are you just saying that Michelle Rodriguez hasn't aged well?
No, here, I'll let this woman.
Oh man,
let me.
Oh, dude, she aged
well, they
fast
got Brie
and
Larson
furious.
in there? Is she always in there?
Brie Larson? What? Yeah, Brie Larson just randomly shows up in cinematic universes now. And they ask her, "Why weren't you here before?" And she was like, "Oh, I was on another planet doing some shit. Sorry, I couldn't have been here before. I was racing for pinks on Uranus."
You're
welcome.
So whoever that woman is.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that is someone else's mom. You're right. Okay, I know what you're talking.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, you're trying to gaslight me.
I can't. I think that might be Tyrese with a wig. I'm not sure.
Queenie.
Also,
isn't that Helen Mirren? That's not Helen Mirren?
That's not Helen Mirren. Oh my God.
Oh, Rita Moreno.
Yeah.
Abuela.
Yeah, so I guess she's Vin Diesel's mom, which, by the way, I love how people say that, like, the movie's about family, yet they somehow fail to mention, like, his actual family, like, for half the movies. It's like, oh, did I not mention I have a brother? Oh, by the way, here's my mother. Look, there's my uncle. There's that guy. We're related. I love family, but,
I mean,
not that family.
They're not idiots.
Yeah. So that side of my family, they're like Trump supporters, so they weren't in the previous movies. They all died of COVID because they're anti-vax.
Oh, you know what? While we're on the subject of movies, I just want to make a note that in 10 days, Cocaine Bear comes out.
Nice.
Oh my God, 10 days? I can't wait that long for Cocaine Bear. I would like to also use this moment to announce that I embarrassingly still have not seen Violent Night.
Dude, you have to watch that movie.
I know.
It's so good.
I know. I'm embarrassed to say that I haven't seen that movie.
It's greenlit or they're making a second one.
Yes, they are.
Oh, come on.
It's going to be a sequel. Are you complaining?
Kevin, have you seen it?
No.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
I saw that in a trailer. I was like, are they serious?
No, they're not serious.
This is what Christmas has become?
It was.
Yes.
If this
not
is
that I
what
give
Christmas
a shit about
Christmas has begun, I am happy to be alive at this time.
I haven't even seen it, and I demand a cinematic universe based on that movie.
Jesus Christ.
I want a Santa Claus multiverse where Michael Keaton is the Grinch. Are you kidding me? How could you possibly not be excited about the prospect
it's so stupid. It's
Did
so
you see
like
it?
no.
Did you see it?
You can't say because you haven't seen it. Watch the movie.
I'm allowed to say that I haven't seen it, but I'm excited about it. You cannot say that you haven't seen it and you hate it. I'm sorry, that's not how that works.
Of course it is. The whole fucking premise is stupid. It's not worth seeing in the first place.
It's not trying to be a serious movie. By the way, everyone that I know has seen this said it's
obviously
amazing.
It's not. Like, obviously, I'm not arguing that it should be serious. I'm not arguing that it's not funny. I'm not arguing it against anything of the good things you're saying. I'm saying all of that actually equals not worth ever watching.
It is Kevin. The John Wick of Christmas movies.
Yeah. Okay. Kevin, why do you hate happiness?
Wow. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
It is.
It's so
absurd.
Makes it
amazing.
Would you like me to wake
you
up?
You guys are stuck in the 80s. Like, everything that's funny to
Kevin?
you is 80s humor.
Would you like me to wake up?
Bullshit.
Would you like me to wake up my cute little 2-year-old daughter, bring her over here, and she can be happy? You can pretend to spit in her face.
You're gonna
with that.
Why would you equate that to the same?
He'll be like,
because
hey,
that's what
sweetie,
you're doing.
There is no happiness. You know, life is misery. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who tells you something different is trying to sell you something.
Yeah, Kevin's going to oh, hello. You know you're just a little abortion that got away, right? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's
just
broken.
The absurd level is like head smack to me.
Hang on a
second. I'm clearly in the wrong audience to fucking talk about.
You watch movies.
Kevin. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin. I got. Wait, hold on a second. I don't remember actually the name of what I'm talking about. So, Kevin, you liked, praised, and are excited to see the sequel to a movie where Charlize Theron and a bunch of dickheads come back from the dead every time somebody shoots them in the face through one of the worst stories and plots ever to be put on fucking screen.
No, you're trying to equate.
What's it called? New Order? Old Order? What was it called?
Yeah, whatever that. I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, I'm never gonna forgive you for liking that
that's
movie.
not the same genre.
No, it's much worse. No, because that movie tries to take itself seriously. This is Santa Claus being goofy and beating the fuck out of John Leguizamo. Nobody's going like, all right, guys, we made a real Oscar contender here. All right.
Look, people I don't care that much about it. It's just funny to call it good.
Nobody said it was good.
You guys did.
No, we said it's amazing. Yeah, we said it's amazing. Nobody said why would we downgrade it to good?
Jesus.
Anyway, I will see it, and
I'm not impressed. I'll put it that way.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. You
keep saying that like it's relative to what I'm saying that it's not worth ever watching it.
No, I'm just convinced that you watched it and you forgot. No, I think you watched it, loved it, and then forgot.
In the theater? No, I haven't been going to the theater because I don't have any good near me. They all suck. The seats and all that. No recliners and. But even if I did go to movies, I wouldn't see that one.
Does this mean you're not excited about Cocaine Bear? Jerry, I don't think he's excited about Cocaine Bear.
I am excited to see.
Oh my God. Okay, I need somebody to explain this logic to me. I really do.
Wait, X does not equal X? I'm confused here.
So hold on. Santa Claus beating the fuck out of tourists.
Correct.
Bad. Bear sniffing cocaine.
Correct.
Eating tourists.
You
good.
Understand correctly.
I mean. Okay. All right.
I think I just had an aneurysm.
I think I could almost draw the line that he's making from what's good and what's not good. Because here's the thing.
And don't misconstrue me. I could care less if it like degrades, Christmas as a concept.
It doesn't. It uplifts Christmas.
It glorifies
it. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm Jewish and I want to start celebrating Christmas having just seen the commercial for this movie.
This is the first time I've ever been able to look at Santa and go, I can relate to that person.
Yeah. I watched this movie and my foreskin grew back. Because I don't want to. Because I don't want to do
much frustration over all the decades, 1,000 years, or whatever the fuck. He's fed up. coal for everyone. No, I don't know. I didn't see the movie.
Clearly.
But I think, Skippy, I think we have to kidnap Kevin, tie him to a chair, and all watch.
Fucking don't tape my eyelids open.
No, I think, you know what? I think Jerry's on something. I think we should all sit down and watch.
Oh, I'm on something.
Yes. We should all sit down and watch Violent Night.
Now, I would do that.
I will convince you, you will change your mind. You'll complain about it incessantly. You'll sit there and make your little comments about every part of it, like,
well, I'll do it just to fill the role of
what the fuck
bitching and moaning.
How does the reindeer's nose even glow? This is fucking bullshit. Like, what is there, like an inverter in the sleigh? I don't know. How many amps is Rudolph? This is bullshit.
This is fucking pulling shit out of your ass.
But not out of the side of your ass. I'm moving on up. Kevin has upgraded me to regular shitter.
It's one of those bubbles that percolates forward.
Oh.
It gets stuck between the cheeks.
Oh, ew. Because
everybody
knows. Because I know what he's talking about too.
Everyone does. There's not a human alive that doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Whenever I make one of those farts, my wife is like, "You should go and check your pants."
Why are you doing that? Never mind. You know what? This is a great time to take a pause and refill because I suddenly really want to go take a shit.
Jesus.
And possibly refill my glass.
How do we debase ourselves to potty humor?
Go get more booze.
Beautiful thing. Yes.
Go change your pants. Do whatever you need to do.
Will do.
Okay. Yeah. So, despite that really extended break, we still did not clarify why the hell Kevin.
So I can't wait to see that Violent Night next week.
Oh, there we go. We're just pretty good. Great. Okay. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Speaking of things that you still have to see, Kevin, you still have not seen Last of Us, have you?
No, but actually, my wife said she was interested, so I'm gonna wait for that timing.
Oh God. How long is what kind of timeline are we talking about here?
I don't know when we'll like marathon or get into it. Maybe over the weekend.
Oh, okay.
There's only like 4 or 5 episodes out. I haven't watched the last one.
5. By the time they start watching, there'll be 6. Because the next last episode and the upcoming one are both shown early because they want to. Last week they wanted to get ahead of the Super Bowl, and next week they want to get ahead of the I think the Oscars, maybe.
We started to watch, and then we were like, you know what, it's too late. We didn't want to. It's like the energy to watch a new show and put your head in the game kind of thing. When we were like, no, that's veg. So we just reruns or stuff we already know about because then it's less brain power.
Yeah, it's also a pretty heavy show.
Right.
Jerry, are you caught up in the show?
No, I have to watch the last episode.
Oh, you haven't seen 5 yet?
I have not seen 5 yet.
Ah, damn it.
Sorry.
Okay. It's the cheerful episode.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, like nothing but good things happen. Yeah, they find out they're not the last. There's more of them, and everyone's happy. Everything's fine.
Well,
It was all a dream.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Oh, that old gag.
Yeah. They get to the end and they're like, "Oh, it was a red painting." Right? Everything's fine. Then, M. Night Shyamalan bursts on. He's like, "I gotcha. So,
that damn twist.
Damn it! I can't even. Well, because so I'm going to be very careful in how I talk about this. It once again, with some changes, sticks fairly close to the game, but I
thought you were saying it doesn't.
No, so it does and it doesn't. It for the most part it does. The story with Nick Offerman's character is different and also way more expanded. The story in this one is the same in the 5th episode is very similar to the game, but also a little more like they build on the character. They give more background to the characters, whereas in the game you kind of come across them and it's almost like episodic. Like you meet these new characters, things happen, and then they go on to like the next chapter. You don't get you get just enough context to form sort of like a bond and understanding of the people that you're dealing with, but not as much as the show has. Like the show really kind of expands on it.
Let me guess, you get attached to people and then they're gone.
Yes and no, but I do. But it basically, I would say, okay, so the characters are really good in the game, and I would never describe them as 2-dimensional. But in the show, they make them even more
3-dimensional.
Yeah, they give their existence in this world more purpose, more impact. Like there's more world building, I would say, in the show a little bit. Like these characters aren't just like characters you run into. Like they're there for a reason, and they are in their situations for a specific reason. Not like, oh, we're just stuck here. We were just walking by, and then this thing happened. They're just like, we're here because of the choices that we've made and the consequences of our decisions.
Basically. I've only got to see like the first 10 minutes of the first episode, but like obviously they're starting off with a non-post-apocalyptic world, and I'll just say it that way. Number one, because I'm ignorant. Number two, because I know where the story's going eventually.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
But so like
straight line, straight line of silence.
So I mean, like obviously it's starting off with like a family scene, like dad and the girl, whatever. It's the first 10 minutes, so it's not much. But like,
what's the last thing you saw before I say anything? Because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, and then this happened.
The only weird thing I saw is like the girl goes to the neighbor's house and you see in the background the grandma
twitching,
get the sordid face, and then like she walks out, stares at her or whatever.
That was actually horrifying. The way they did that scene, that part is not in the game. That was actually really creepy.
Yeah. But they imply what's happening. Like you already know the ominous, the interview scene with the doctor and the guy, right? Talking about fungi.
Right. So the game has none of that. The game takes the game picks up. Again, I'm trying to be careful. The game picks up. So that scene that you saw where she visits the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
The game picks up hours after that. So all of that is added.
Right.
In the show.
It's the show is doing it for context so that people can like go, okay, it's setting the whole tone.
Yeah, because again, in the game, because you're taking control. In the game begins with you controlling his daughter, and then like Joe comes home from like a long day of work.
Yeah, and then
the things begin to unfold. Right. In the show, there's like that whole day sequence where she goes to get his watch fixed, and then they introduce these neighbors that are never introduced in the game, and then you sort of get that. It does that. You're right. It does that. Like,
I actually got to that in the show where the dad comes home, whatever.
Right. So and they're like you have that whole thing where like things like slowly start going bad, like. Also, like you see a news report, like, oh, there's a weird outbreak or there's some violent thing.
Yeah.
And then you see some people like randomly ride by in the street, and you're like, oh, like things are slowly starting to fall apart. The only other movie that did this, I thought did this really, really well. Have you guys seen these Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead?
Not really.
I think I saw one of them.
Well, he only did one. He only did Dawn of the Dead.
Wait, is that the one where they're going through like
They're
Las Vegas?
No, I'm sorry. You're right. He did two of them. I'm sorry. You're right. He did Dawn of the Dead, and then he did the one for Netflix.
I think that's the one that I saw.
Okay, yeah. So, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, so that was the second zombie one he did. The very first one what was the one when they're robbing the casino? What the hell was that one called? I can't believe I'm blanking on the name.
Right, because then there was a prequel to that, right?
Right, the one about the thieves.
Yeah, I
still haven't seen. I didn't see that either. But anyway, Dawn of the Dead. I guess. Oh, was it Army of the Dead?
Yes, that's what it was. Army of the Dead.
Okay, so I guess it is supposed to be a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. So Dawn of the Dead was the first one he did, and it has that same thing where like the movie starts off the day before everything goes wrong.
That's and the one where it's in like suburbia, right?
Yeah, it starts in suburbia, right? And you're basically like the first scene is because the main character is like a nurse. She's like in a hospital, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, we got some weird person that was brought in with some weird bite or something like that," and like. As she's driving home, like there's like news reports like, oh, there's some weird thing going on downtown. Like the police have been called in. They're trying to like, quell this like violence or whatever. And then like she wakes up in the morning and all hell has like basically has broken loose kind of thing. But it devolves like sort of gradually, but also very like once things like start snowballing, they snowball very quick.
Yeah, I think movies like this benefit from like a short little contextual 10-15 minute intro scene.
Yeah, so the game had that, but the game has it again because you're sort of controlling the character. It kind of has that, but it's in a shorter time. So like you wake up, like you control the daughter, you wake up and like I think she's woken up because I think the TV downstairs is now just like all static. And like her phone like does or like she like sees like her phone has like a bunch of like missed calls or something, and she can see like off in the distance because they're in suburbia, like off in the distance she sees like the sky that is lit up and it looks like lights, but then you realize it's actually fire and all this stuff. Anyway, the show has some of that, but it again, like everything I've said before, it expands on all of it. So like the tension keeps building and building as this thing goes.
Yeah, and, we basically saw that intro and we were like, oh, this is about to get grim. And we were like, let's save this till like midday marathon.
It's very grim. Again, try not to wait till you get to some of the later episodes. There's some very dark moments in this.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was hoping Jerry would see episode 5.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. Sorry.
And 5 isn't even the worst one. It gets really.
Oh, I assume that it's just going to be one of those things that is just like everything that can go wrong will.
Yeah, well, so like most of these, actually, not maybe most of them, all of these zombie post-apocalyptic things are obviously not even like the zombies are like the background, they're the setting. The true horror is what people become, like what the survivors basically become. And how human beings treat each other.
Yeah.
So
it basically shows that even if like there was a horrible apocalyptic event that should bring everyone together, it won't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it kind of and it does both. It shows like people banding together and can do really great things, but it shows that like people are truly capable of truly horrific shit. So
you know what is a good show that I'm like halfway through and I enjoy it? Excuse me. It's called Patriot. It's on Prime. It's like 5 or 6 years old. It's got brain farts. The guy from the father from that 70s show.
This is some kind of series?
Yeah, it's a series. And it's got what's his face from Lost. The bald guy from Lost. It's got a great cast.
Locke?
Yes, John Locke. Okay. Yeah. It's got a great cast.
I forgot the name of the
brain
actor.
Farting on the names of the actors. It's basically about this guy who's an intelligence officer, and his job is to stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons, and the way he's going about that. But
Iran has nuclear weapons. They make
no. This takes place like a decade ago.
It's about him failing miserably.
It's oh my god! It's so good. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
Wait, it's a comedy?
It's a dark comedy. Yes.
Oh, I love dark comedies. All right, I gotta check this out.
Yeah, and it's funny because like it starts off. I'm not gonna get too spoilerish in it. It starts off where he's basically like some bad shit's happened to him, and one of his coping mechanisms is folk music, but he'll sing whatever comes to his mind, and he'll be like, he'll go into like an open mic night and he'll be like strum, and he's like, I was trying to infiltrate the Iranian defense network, and like I had to kill 4 guys, and it's hilarious. It's a great show.
What's it called? The Patriot?
Patriot, yeah. It's on Prime. And I'm like 3 episodes into the...
Wait, is this an old show?
Yeah, like I said, it's like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I thought you meant it's supposed to take place 5 or 6 years ago.
It takes place like 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, like 10 or 15 years ago. No, 10 years ago.
Oh, it lasted 3 years.
Was there three seasons? I thought there were 2.
I don't know. I just know it was on from 2015 to 2018.
Yeah, it's great. If you like dark comedies, this is good. It gets a little bit uncomfortable where you're like, how is this poor guy going to like be fucked up next? But it's great. Highly recommend it.
Interesting. Patriot,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's also cool. People
watch the first episode and you'll be hooked.
Okay. Yeah, it's got good reviews.
Yeah, it's great.
I never heard about this. I hate that like shows like this go completely like.
Yeah, I wouldn't
under the radar. It's such a shame.
If a friend of mine hadn't told me to watch it, and I was like, okay, and he told me like 4 times, watch Patriot, and then he was over one night and he's like, okay. This is funny because earlier that day we watched Violent Night, and then we like played a game and then or drank a couple beers or something. And he's like, okay, now he's like, I watched your movie, now you're gonna watch my movie, and we watched the first episode of Patriot. I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's how I got you to back in the day to watch Silicon Valley.
Yeah. I have fond memories of us binging Mr. Robot.
Did we really binge Mr. Robot?
Mm-hmm.
I was so heavily medicated back then. I don't remember. I remember watching Silicon Valley. I don't remember watching Mr. Robot at all.
Yeah, we watched like 6 episodes one night, I think.
Jesus. Wow. That's a lot because I think each episode is an hour. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I don't know. We watched a few, but...
Did you ever finish Mr. Robot, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that still holds for me the title of the best show ever made. Fucking, that was amazing. Kevin, did you finish it?
I can't remember the last episode, quite frankly, but I was in that last series towards the end. I could
possibly explain it to you because it was a complete mind fuck, but yeah.
Yeah.
God, what an amazing fucking show.
I'm curious which ones I actually saw or didn't see.
Anyone who has not seen Mr. Robot has to watch that show.
Yes. Both of you listening right now, watch it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Well, Kevin still hasn't finished Dark, but I think he's all the way up to episode 1. So that's good.
It was like 3 or 4.
I'm
cruising through the peripheral when I can right now.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
I enjoy that. I'm glad that was picked up for a second season. It's a cool concept. And I'm a little bit particular about what's her face, Chloe Grace Moretz, or however you pronounce her name. I fell in love with her.
I like her. I think she's great. Wasn't she a hit girl?
Yes, and that's where I was going. It just 2 nights ago, I introduced my daughter to that. Like, and I had asked her, I'm like, hey, let's watch Kick-Ass. I think you'll like it. And she's like, no, I don't want to. Like, God forbid I should have to hang out with my dad. But because she was doing sub-spectacular in some of her classes, and she got her computer taken away from her, she was downstairs this weekend, and I was like, it popped up on something, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this on. So I put on Kick-Ass, and she was like, just like the first scene when you see her and like Nick Cage shoots her, and she's like,
God, yeah,
wait a second, what's up with this chick?
Yeah.
And I'm like, just wait. And then the first scene when she starts like murderizing all these people and like the music playing and everything, and she's like, oh my God, I love this girl. I'm like, I told you, like, this is an amazing movie. And
that's
then
role model material there.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't find a place to stream Kick-Ass 2.
Oh, that's okay. The second one's horrible.
Yeah, I don't even remember it, but I remember something about sharks, but that's it. But I put on.
Yeah, it's bad.
So I put on Kill Bill, Volume 1, and I'm like, she's like, what's this? I'm like, just watch it. I think you'll like it. It gets artsy sometimes, and like, but I think you'll like it. And I was super impressed. Like, probably like 6 or 7 times, she was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Like the cinematography and the layout and the scenes and everything, that's amazing. And I was like, oh, wait until you see like the scene where they have what's her face's origin story, and it's all like anime. She's like, that was amazing.
Yeah, that part was really cool. Yeah,
I was like, yeah, it's just a great movie. So we still have to watch Volume 2. But
I was gonna say another one where the second part is not nearly as good as the first, in my humble opinion. I love Kill Bill. The first one, I absolutely love that movie. I was not a fan of the second one at all.
Yeah, I don't remember the second one being bad, but I don't remember it as good.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was a masterpiece. The second one was just like, okay, stuff happens and people get killed. But man, that was a lot of movies and shows that we just sort of threw out there. There you go.
Yeah. And we went backwards to old ones, reminiscing. What kind of content is this?
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I haven't been able to like rewatch old movies as much as I would like to. There's a lot of stuff that I really want to go and watch over and over again. I just don't have time because there's way too much fucking content being made these days.
Yeah, which is why when people say, well, no, I can't say this. Because when people say, I don't know what to watch or there's nothing to watch, that's
insane.
It's insane, but I could totally understand it because it's information overload, and you have like 18,000 choices, and you're like trying to process all of these bits of input at once, and then you're like, oh, fuck it.
It's the donkey piles of hay thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They let a donkey into a barn with like 20 equal sized piles of hay, and the donkey starves to death.
Okay, I've never heard that one.
It's an old parable. Is that the
adage
word?
Adage,
basically, because there's so much food and it's all equal sized, he can't decide which one to eat first, so he starves to death.
Why does the donkey care what size a bay of hell is?
God, it's a fucking metaphor for things.
For what? No. So, like, when this kind of shit happens, it's like I'll be surfing through something, and I'll be like, oh, fuck it, I'll just put this on now. And, like, sometimes are you investigating your cat's ass?
I have to. Fortunately, that's where we are now. I have to check his ass when he goes to The litter box.
You're just like holding him up by the tail, like checking out that brown eye.
Yeah, pretty much. That's so
like, you call it a balloon nut.
Well, sometimes he shits out of the side of his ass, so I have to make sure that.
So years ago, and like this happened recently, like a couple of weeks ago, years ago, my boss told me to watch this movie called.
Wait, it happened a couple of weeks ago, but years ago?
No, okay.
I'm so confused. What?
So, sorry, too much apple pie. Like, you know, you get analysis paralysis of what do I want to watch, and then something pops up on your feed or whatnot, and you're like, okay, fine, I'll just watch that. And you just press the button and watch it. That happened to a movie called Free Solo that my boss told me years ago to watch. And I don't know if have you seen this movie?
I have not finished it, but I've seen parts of it, and even
not at all.
Like my wife will refuses to even like she couldn't get through the trailer of the movie.
I don't blame her.
I did not get through it because yes, it started at some points. It was giving me anxiety. I'm like, all right, I'll finish it at some point, but okay. I can't watch this right now. Kevin. And I know that it winds up fine, but it's still just like.
No, you're not supposed to say that.
At
the point that I watched it. Oh, I never saw the trailer. At the point I did not know that. Kevin, did you?
Then what happened?
Do you know what this movie is about?
I have no idea. No idea.
It's okay. Do you know what the term free solo is?
No.
Okay. Free solo is the medical term for when you have so much brain damage that you will climb up a mountainside without
It's nothing
anything,
to do with brain damage. Stop.
Without any ropes, any harnesses, whatever. And this movie, Free Solo, okay.
Not exactly. No, it's not about no harm. You're still allowed to use, I think, certain safety equipment, but the point is you climb by yourself. One of the safety things that you have when you climb mountains is you have a partner. So like your partner will stake in to certain parts.
No,
so
there's no stakes on this.
It's not safe. Right, it's not safe, but there is some safety, isn't there?
I know.
Chalk.
No.
Chalk for his fingers.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. But yes, and the other thing is that you're climbing by yourself, which is completely insane.
This guy.
Like no one will even know when you fall to your death.
No. Well, he wasn't in that case, he wasn't entirely by himself. He had people around him filming.
But there was nobody allowed to help or step in. Like I think part of the thing was that like if he looks like he's about to fall, like they're like supposed to let him fall.
Well, there's nothing that they can do. They can't.
Right, it's set up. Right.
He's got nothing. He's climbing up this mountain. He's climbing up El Capitan, like 3,500 feet. Yes, with nothing but his fingers and his shoes. Okay, I am acrophobic. I have difficulty putting Christmas lights up on the first floor of my house. I'm not joking. I am not joking. If I am on a ladder over 8 feet, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And this guy
Wait, you've gone skydiving?
Yes.
How did you do that then?
I have a fear of falling. The whole point of it
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't
fall.
That what skydiving is?
Yes.
Okay.
So no. So that story, like
I hate flying and I hate parachutes and I hate falling, so I went skydiving.
I don't mind flying. Flying is fine. If I'm in a harness, like if I am secure in a harness, I will be, for the most part, okay. I can go on a ropes course. I can do that. But like, it's got to be close to 10 years now because I was in Philly. For Christmas, my wife got me a Groupon for a tandem skydive. And I remember opening this gift, looking at it, and being like,
because that's definitely what you want when you go skydiving. You want a discounted rate.
Yeah.
I found you the cheapest skydiving ticket I could possibly.
I never thought of that.
I put in this promo code, and the promo code is no parachute, and it gave me 50% off. It said something. I didn't read the thing. It said you have to bring something of your own. I don't know what it is, but whatever. Just go.
A seatbelt from the car.
For 50% off, enter promo code good luck. So I didn't know how to react to this because I was like, oh my God, this is like my worst nightmare, literally. And it like, you know, I mean, I could go into the whole story, but it was amazing.
That's how we got my daughter. My wife got me a Groupon for condoms.
Okay. Seriously, if you've never, I'm like horrible acrophobe.
The part that was bothering me the most was like watching his family. That was like the worst part to me because I think
not jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, no, one day. No, I have to wait for my daughter to get a little. Like I want my daughter to know me before I do that, so she so she's like sad when I'm dead.
Well, my daughter was like probably like 4 at the time, maybe 5.
Oh, that's fine. They don't form memories at that point.
She could have been 6.
So the thing that was bothering me was like his family were like, I think wasn't he like newly married or something like that? And I know they had the whole thing with his
girlfriend.
And I know
just
like
bought a house.
Right, and his mom was like involved, and they were just like, well, not letting him do this is like basically like is worse than death. So we love him and support him and blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't imagine having somebody in your family who's like, I'm gonna go and probably die. See ya.
Well,
if you don't hear from me in a few hours.
I knew how the movie was going to end. It was going to end with a black screen saying that, you know, dude on August 17th, dude attempted the free solo, or maybe they'd show him half up, but then they'd say at the, you know, it'd be a black screen, and at the 2,500 foot mark, he, you know, grabbed onto something and fell to his death. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, Kevin knows. Whenever we would get together, we would take the kids to like an indoor rock climbing thing. And that's got these chunky, you know, like handholds and everything. And we'd be climbing up it, and you'd get up like 20 or 30 feet and be like, oh, I can't hold on anymore. And this guy is climbing up 2,000-3,000 feet. And he's saying how like these rocks, these outcrops in air quotes, are like 6 millimeters wide, and like you could barely get your fingers. Why would you do that? Why would you take, you know, put your life in that kind of danger when I don't care if you have you have 100% confidence that you know what you're doing and you can tackle any situation that comes by. I mean, it's nature.
I think
it's a rock.
Impossible.
Shit erodes. You know, I mean, you could grab on a rock that crumbles, and if
it's
that
not
little
mapped,
rock,
for sure,
it is actually. They have very specific paths, and
okay,
and they know exactly which way they're going. But still, even that case, if one of those rocks like crumbles, you die. You fall like 3,000 feet to your death.
But you're talking as a person that doesn't want to die. You know, there are people in this world who are like, I got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna fuck it.
He didn't want to die.
No, that's not it. No, it's a different mentality. Yeah, he doesn't want to die, but like they can't live without like without the imminent threat of death.
They don't achievement collection.
Yeah, he's literally fucked in the head. They're like, you know, he went for a CAT scan, and they're like, your amygdala, your fear center doesn't register. It doesn't function like anyone else. So he's doesn't perceive fear, or at least how we do. But he still is aware that he can easily fall to his death. And it's just like crazy. I watched this. It was like.
But that's a good point. Hold on, but you're kind of touching on that right there, because your fear. Yeah, you're right. Your fear, your perception of what's scary is off. So that means you're completely even more bored by the mundane things of everyday life, that like you can't, like, you're gonna suffer severe anxiety and depression unless you're putting yourself into mortal danger at any given point.
I guess. I mean, it's just crazy though.
Like, you can't ask those people to work like a 9 to 5 and sit in traffic every morning. They really will.
I guess so. But like, so he doesn't perceive fear as we do. But I mean, I don't perceive fear doing some things, but I know mentally, and I think it seemed like he knew that, like, one wrong move and I can die.
Yeah, but it's a different thing. Think about it this way. Hold on, but think of it this way, right? Like, you have, and by you I mean people in general, and possibly I'm projecting, but people have fear of, like, things like, am I gonna have a job next month? Am I gonna be able to pay the mortgage? Are my kids gonna be okay? Am I gonna be able to, like, am I making car payment? Like, like things like that. Like, his brain doesn't work like that. So imagine, like, you just didn't have those cares or fears. You kind of need that adrenaline kicks from other things.
So I'd be my uncle and just live in a basement and, like, do crack all day?
Yeah, I mean, probably. Or how do you know your uncle doesn't, hit that sweet, sweet crack and then climb a local mountain? Or at least he thinks he's climbing a local mountain.
There's a difference between cerebral fears that, like, come from your mind down into your emotions, as opposed to, like, a visceral physical fear of actual death.
Right. He doesn't feel the visceral, but I mean, he still knows the common sense fear.
Right.
I don't know. I just can't imagine. I mean, but think about it. Like, even if you're going up this, you're talking about climbing up 3,000 plus feet with nothing except your head. Like, what happens if you get 2,000 feet up and you're like, oh my God, I'm exhausted? Dude, do you just die?
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine ever taking that chance, or
because the opposite of that. Because the opposite of that, they're more afraid of. Okay, they're less afraid of getting tired and falling off a mountain than having to sit at home and watch the new season of Peripheral. Like, that to them is truly what they're afraid of. Like, I'm telling you, like, they're afraid of the mundane, everyday bullshit. Like, that's what scares them.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I don't know. Right. I'm guessing. I don't actually fucking have any idea. But that's kind of how I perceive it. Like, regular stuff that we worry about, it to them is actually terrifying. Whereas climbing a mountain, they're like, yeah, I could fall and die. What's your point? Wait, you're like, you're afraid of making your car insurance payments? Fuck that.
Oh, no, I'm not. I mean, that gets automatically debited all the time, and that's fine. But, it's not like I'm going to die if I don't make it. Like, oh, no, I'm a minute late. Oh.
Damn it, my insurance ran out just as that asshole slid across the hood of my car. God damn it.
Oh, by the way, for our listener, there was no damage to the hood of my car.
Oh, good.
It was keeping me up at night.
I'm sure it was. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just crazy. But, like, just watching that movie, I had to seriously medicate myself.
You should watch what's his name? It's not nearly as risky or as terrifying, but it's still interesting. You should watch the movie about that guy who walked the tightrope between the The two skyscrapers. I forget what that's called.
Oh yeah.
There is a documentary about it, and then there's actually an actual like movie about it with I forget his name. What the fuck's the name of that actor? He was in 500 Days of Summer. He was in oh my god, he was in so many things yet I can't remember what he was in.
I feel like I know who you're talking about. But is this the guy that was in Looper?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Yes, thank you.
Levitt.
Yes,
that
thank
guy.
you,
Yes.
Kevin.
Yeah, he
Grace is in that.
I had it in my head.
Yes, thank you.
He put the name to it.
Yeah, so he made a movie about that guy who walked the tightrope, and that apparently that they showed that movie in the theater, and apparently like, people walked out because they couldn't watch that scene. Yeah, and that was just a movie. That wasn't even a documentary, but that guy was also insane, by the way. I mean, it's not climbing up 3,000 feet up a mountain, but he walked the tightrope without any sort of harnesses or anything.
Not even
he walked
a pole.
almost nothing. Oh no. He never pole, but he walked. But that doesn't. I mean, pole's not going to save you.
Pole's not going to do anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
the pole helps you with the balance.
It helps you with the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, what the fuck? If you get one good gust of wind, and when you're like 2,000 feet up.
No, see, I beg to differ because there's at least a training of like how to catch the rope and stabilize and get your ass back on it, or at least crawl to the end.
Dude,
dude, at that height, no. You get one gust of wind and you are gone. A gust of wind isn't gonna like throw your balance off. A gust of wind is gonna blow you the fuck off that rope.
Yes, you're not standing. You feel that because you're like, oh, I've been outside in heavy winds and I've been fine. I get pushed a little bit. You have 2 feet on solid ground, not 2 feet balanced precociously on an inch of rope or steel or whatever.
And the winds up there are very different than they are on the ground.
Yes.
And by the way, that rope isn't still. It's going like this the whole time. Yeah.
Because of them. That's crazy. Again, it's like, I don't care how much confidence you have in yourself. There are variables in this equation that you cannot account for. And is that worth your life? But and I don't get that.
To them it is.
I think that was my original point is to them, they have an abundance of confidence and potentially, I mean, sure, they don't want to die logically, but maybe not that much. Is it like, were they fathers or, family members and like,
some
kids?
of them are. People die on a regular basis doing this free solo shit. And there are people who are, There's
and like
stories. There's stories who like you talk about people just not necessarily climbing together, but there's stories of like what was that a few years ago? Like a newly married couple both went to climb a mountain. Like they got married and the next day they went to climb one of these mountains and they both fell to their death. And it was like, okay, all right, well, cool, all right.
And no, in like this free solo movie, they're like, yeah, I remember this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, and they name like 8 people, and they're like, yeah, they all died. So like, there is no logic, because if there was, you'd be like, that's not a good decision.
Well, yeah, but again, they're going to look at like our lives and go, wait, you sit in an office like 12 hours a day or whatever, 10 hours a day, and then you go home and watch a shitty show on Netflix. That's your fucking life.
That's my point.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah. Why would you want to do that? That's
here.
Death.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, but they don't want to do that. That's the whole point. To them, that is death.
I guess so. But like me personally, I want to see what happens next, for good or bad. Like
It's always bad. Nothing good is going to happen.
Look out the window at the giant mushroom cloud.
They understand. Yeah, I was going to say they understand that the world is getting worse and worse. They're just like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can and get the most like out of my life, as opposed to sitting around till I'm 90, slowly withering away on a pension.
They're probably right, but I guess some part of me wants to, like see the surface of another planet for real or something like that.
Oh, well, go to google.com and Google surface of another planet and you'll see it.
Yeah.
If we save up, the $2 billion for
you're never gonna
the ticket to go to Mars.
You're never.
No, you just have to live long enough to just be digitized, and then.
At this point, I'm beginning to think that people might actually not walk on Mars in our lifetime. I thought it was going to happen like within the reasonable amount of time. I'm beginning to think that might be pure bullshit. I actually now think that I actually don't think that people are going to reach Mars. I mean, they'll have craft that reaches Mars. I do not think people.
We already have craft that reaches Mars.
Right. Okay. But I mean like craft that will deliver
human
like
craft.
habitats and stuff like that. No, I mean like they will deliver supplies and habitat stuff to Mars. I do not think we are going to be alive for when that like first person takes a step on Mars.
I don't agree with that. I mean, as long as we're not climbing up mountains free solo. I mean, no. So, like,
no. As long as the people who are supposed to be taking us to Mars aren't busy being Twitter trolls, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I get that, but
I don't know.
If you think about it, I don't know.
Stuff's going to go exponential, I think, actually.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I agree with Kevin, and also you're missing one key point of Twitter trolls is that maybe like 50% of that brain is like, I'm a Twitter troll, but the other 50% is, oh my God, my ego would be stroked so hard if I were the reason that humanity first walked on another planet.
Unless, and I would agree with you until recently, until I realized that their perspective and their priorities could very easily shift. And they might suddenly go, wait, why am I trying to take everybody to Mars when I could, like, what do I have to get?
He wants to be like the sole ruler of, the first facility. It'd be like go down in history. That's the whole point.
No, I still think that all the multi-billionaires are working on some kind of solution to their mortality. I think that's more important to them than Mars or anything like that, or being
I absolutely
being remembered. Yeah, I'm fairly sure Musk at some point is going to be like, maybe Mars. This should not be my priority.
That's probably why he started Neuralink.
Not to mention the fact that at some point they're going to realize, oh, this is going to take a lot more time. Like if Mars is going to be my legacy, I'd like to walk on Mars, but I can't if I'm dead. So let's fix that problem first, or let's fix them simultaneously. Maybe, I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I'm starting to think that Mars is not going to be in our lifetime. Not in any meaningful ways. Even if we get people there, it's going to be like in a very limited capacity. Like I know it's not going to be like we're not going to colonize Mars in our lifetime. Like I hope you're not hoping to see that happen.
Oh no, absolutely not. I'm figuring someone's gonna like go there, take a dump, and plant a potato. I mean,
yeah. I think they'll land, and then that Tesla that they launched recently into space is gonna crash down and kill someone.
Exactly.
Land on their head.
It's gonna fall.
It'll be Musk. It like went to Jupiter. Got caught in gravitational pull and then shot back towards Mars.
Yeah. Put a new land speed record. Hit this guy at like 1,000 miles an hour.
In a demonstration of the autopilot's ultimate failure.
he like plants a Tesla flag.
The Tesla steered back into Mars and destroyed the first colony.
Right, Tesla flag, and then the car comes.
So yeah, flag with Tesla and the Doge, coin.
Oh, Jesus. He's back on that, by the way. He's tweeting about Doge the last day or so.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Yeah.
See if that goes back up.
Apparently, we will be on the moon, though.
News.
In our lifetime.
Speaking of, do we know when or if, I assume, I hope it's when Artemis is supposed to come out. The movie, is that being worked on?
Artemis.
Wow.
I didn't think that was getting worked on.
I thought it was.
Is that the sequel to Wandering Earth? Because I really want a sequel to Wandering Earth.
Oh no, that would be amazing. No, Artemis would be the sequel to The Martian.
Oh.
Right, Artemis. But I thought they were doing Hail Mary. But you're right. I think Artemis.
Wait a minute.
I think he sold the rights to everything.
Hang on. Let me ask you this. Why do you care? You read the books.
I
enjoy I enjoy reading books. I enjoy seeing it in my mind, but I also enjoy just seeing it on the screen too.
But they butchered the first one. The movie was horrible. Come on, man. They changed the ending.
Oh shit.
They changed the ending. They cut out 90% of this of what he did on the surface because it obviously wouldn't have made it. Well, the movie would have to been way longer.
It wasn't that different.
No,
you read the book and this.
Yes.
I read the book. I didn't think it was that different.
I read the book and I didn't think it was that bad.
It was
Plus, the
way
movie
different. They removed so much
because it's a movie. You only have 2 hours.
Yeah, you can't fit all of the crazy content,
but
it still followed the timeline.
Yeah, and the movie had Matt Damon. So
yeah, the movie was basically an oversimplified version of the book, where basically he just focused on the fact that he had to eat potatoes for a year, and then they completely changed the way he got off the planet.
I still would like to see it.
I mean, the whole hands jet thing.
Yeah, come on.
The only TV adaptation that I really have not liked at all was The Wheel of Time.
Shut up.
I'm so glad
before you get off it though, the Artemis Project or Project Artemis is actually Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans.
Oh, okay. See? Right there.
And it's directed by Jason Bateman, who will also
What? That's weird. I know okay. All right.
Like Apple picked it up. So
they
don't come out on Apple.
Watch it.
Yeah, pass.
God damn it.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, that's a movie I'll have to pirate.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But Hail Mary, I'd like to see also. That was a great story.
I want to read it.
I really enjoyed that story.
I still want to read. I did love The Martian, and I do want to read his other ones.
Andy Weir. That's it. I love him.
Yeah.
He's got great shit. He does great work. Like, if he put something out, I would, I will pick that up the day I find out about it.
Yeah, any of those Andy Weir book made into movies would be fantastic to watch, especially Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, don't say anything about Hail Mary because I still have not seen it.
That's the book.
You haven't seen it because
I haven't read it. Yeah, I haven't read it. I have not read it yet. Yeah.
That would be phenomenal.
Well,
I should probably.
Every time you yell at Kevin for not watching Dark, I think he should yell at you for not reading.
I'm trying to make my way through Dark Tower, and I'm actually thinking of giving up on it. I'm not really enjoying it, to be honest.
I just watched the movie.
No, I heard horrible. First of all, I don't understand how the hell they stuffed 10 books into a 2-hour movie. And from what I've read, they didn't. They did a really horrible job of it. And
did they try to?
Yes.
10 books?
I thought that the Dark Tower movie was going to be just the first book, The Gunslinger.
Right.
Apparently,
that's what I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was.
I didn't read the books, but my mom did, and she was sort of whatever.
I haven't seen the movie, but from the reviews I've read, every review is like, I can't believe they try to cram like thousands of pages worth of books into a 90-minute movie. Like, this is absolutely insane. And having said that, I finished the first book and I'm in the second one. I could sort of see a lot of stuff that could have been cut out of at least the first book. Like the first book really could have been like a half an hour, but like I can't imagine. Is it 10? Is it's either 10 or like 7 books, something like that. I forget. But it's a pretty big number. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, now I'm on the second one. And it's like, it's really dragging. It is really, really dragging. I don't know if I could get through all these. So maybe I will just put that down and read.
It's a pretty quick read.
Ooh, you know what? I'm sorry. Just random tangent because I know I'm going to forget it because the wine is totally taking over my brain. I have a recommendation that you guys should read. And you're going to laugh when I tell you this, but trust me, fucking do it. Have you guys, do any of you still read comic books at all?
Not actively.
No.
Okay. I will, you know what? You don't need to buy it. I will send you the fucking PDF. Read The Last Ronin. It is the original creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles put out this graphic novel called The Last Ronin. It's supposed to be like, I think it takes place in the future. I don't want to tell you anything about it. The writing itself, like the dialogue and everything, is a little not great, but the story is fucking awesome. It's really dark. It's really kind of like sad, but it's supposed to be like
it takes place in the future, so it's not like the movie The Last Ronin.
No.
Or okay.
Yeah. No, it's no, it's so I don't know if you ever wrote I forget the name of the guy. It's his name is something Eastman. I forget the guy who actually came up with the Turtles. Like the comics that he made were always very serious. They were never campy or whatever. Well, like this is like the next level. So this doesn't actually ruin anything, but this takes place like a few years in the future when all but one of them are dead. So like only one of the turtles is still alive. Like Splinter's dead. Like April is dead. Like everyone, and by dead I don't mean of old age. They've all been like killed. And like there's one remaining turtle left, and he's basically trying to, like he's dealing with a lot of shit. Like he's trying to sort of kind of avenge them, but also like he's dealing with like delusions and depression, and like it's a really fucking like dark story, but it's really, really good. Like I said, I'll send you the digital. I have the digital comic, the PDF. Like it's a really easy and quick read, and like I said, the dialogue is a little crappy, but the story itself is holy shit.
It's also is really good, and I could send you a digital copy. Wingspan.
All right, so it's time for closing thoughts.
Yeah.
I think I know what mine's going to be.
Let's fly away.
What's your closing thoughts, Skippy?
We'll fly south for the winter.
I think it is safe to wrap up, unless someone has something
Skippy.
pertinent they want to discuss. Since I hijacked your Andy Weir thing with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is so good. It's so fucking good.
You say so.
No, I'll send it to you. Just
do that.
Just drop it into whatever comic book reader you use and just read it.
I guess I'll have to go find comic book readers.
It's a PDF. You could just use it with any PDF reader.
You could, but you could also get either not Comixology. I think there's a couple others, but there is. If you just go to your app store and look up comic book reader and then drop the PDF into that, that way you can like flip through. It actually does format it pretty well.
What's your final thought, Skippy?
This might be a good place to pause and leave the remaining topics for a future conversation, unless someone else would like to.
That's your final thought?
No, I'm asking if anybody would like to bring it.
No.
There is no final thought.
Yes, I said, what's your final thought, Skippy?
My final thought is simply that I think that 10 days is way too long to wait for a coked out fucking bear killing people left and right. So I think until that movie comes out, I think we should all gather with our loved ones, put them in a room, get some snacks, get some treats, dim the lights, and watch Violent Night. Yes, exactly. That is my closing thought.
I have that same exact closing thought. I feel that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and just because it has Jolly Old Saint Nick, maybe he's a raging alcoholic and he has some issues, by the fact that he has to constantly deliver presents to thankful children for thousands of, or hundreds of years. So maybe you should give it a try and look at it from his point of view. Put yourself, my final thought is put yourself in someone else's shoes and don't make a judgment until you've walked at least, maybe not a mile, maybe a couple hundred meters.
Oh my God. It's working, dumbass. I'm like tired and ready to go to sleep, and my brain is like, what the absolute fuck? You just like skirt around the fucking tees.
We've incepted him. He's gonna wake up tomorrow and just be like, he's gonna like turn to his wife and just be like, I don't know what it is, but I really suddenly want to watch Violent Night. I don't know why.
I was going to say,
like, no, I'm not going to fucking
I'll watch it with you guys like next week or whatever.
Like, no,
and
I'm
then
not
you just
going
kept
to work
going,
today.
and you inverted it twice. Like, sure, I guess what the fuck is wrong with you and me? Like, literally, I could watch the I don't know if there was like emotional like red lines happening as you were talking, but I was like woken up to with the urge to have to fight back.
Kevin, I love you so much.
Kevin,
you are my brother, man.
Kevin, I would argue that secretly you've always harbored a desire to see this movie.
He's gonna snort the whiskey out of his mouth. I mean, his nose.
I'm just saying.
Oh my God, is it dripping?
All over my keyboard.
Yep. Fucking son of a bitch. That's hilarious.
I guess we're doing the podcast in a different room next week again. This is why he changes locations, because like his room is covered in snot, whiskey, and semen.
Oh my
like, well, I can't record in this corner today because I can't do that. Oh man, I shit in that one last week.
Oh my God.
I don't have anything to wipe this off with.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's enough closing thoughts.
Wait, silent.
All right. Anyway, so yeah, I think we should do that, and then we can have a conversation about it, and Kevin, you can tell us about what a good decision it was to watch that movie after all.
All right. Yes. Looking forward to it.
I agree.
All right. Well, gentlemen, you have yourself a wonderful night.
Good night. Good night, Skippy.
Good night,
We'll
Skippy.
revisit next time. Good night.
This has been a production of
It's Just Me
Studios.